What's up guys, it's Elliot here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This video is sponsored by Smart Thinking. Smart Thinking is Pearson's online tutoring service and it's super convenient. You can get tutoring anytime, anywhere, in almost any subject. If you don't use a whole hour, your remaining minutes get stored so you can use them later. And you always work individually with a highly trained tutor who knows the material. 90% of the tutors have at least a master's degree in the subject and they're approachable and non-intimidating. 9 out of 10 students would recommend Smart Thinking to a friend, and I'm currently applying to summer internships, so I use Smart Thinking to get some help with my resume, and the tutor I worked with definitely helped me make my resume look more professional. If you want to learn more, visit the Smart Thinking website. It's linked down in the description. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I chose my major for college, and I'm also going to share some advice on how to choose your major if you're currently unsure about what you want to study in college. In high school, I wanted to be an engineer. I was on my high school robotics team and I was convinced that engineering was the path for me. All throughout high school, I took classes that were related to engineering, and it wasn't until my senior year when I decided that I wanted to study business. Now that I'm in college, I'm obsessed with business and I could not imagine myself doing anything else. So what changed? Some of you guys know this, but I'm actually a photographer and I started posting my photos on Instagram in high school. I eventually gained some traction, but I spent a lot of time learning about social media strategy online. I eventually grew the account to over 25,000 followers, and then I had the opportunity to work with brands across the world such as Movement Watches and Daniel Wellington. This got me interested in influencer marketing because I was only in high school and I was basically just getting paid to post pictures on Instagram. At the time, I didn't really know anything about influencer marketing, so I started looking into it, and I also started researching social media marketing. Obviously, that's very business related, but in high school, I was also taking pictures for clients, taking senior photos, that type of thing. And photography in itself is not really that business related. I would say it's more artistic, but during the process of kind of growing that side hustle, I had to work on getting clients and I had to work on the marketing, setting prices for my packages, and all of that kind of contributed to my general interest for business. And finally, yet another experience that helped me realize that I had an interest for business was my flipping and reselling business that I started in high school just to make some extra money on the side. I'll talk more about this all later. I have to head to class right now. It's like 4 p.m. It's actually 4:02. My class started at 4, so I'm running late. But usually I don't have class this late. Today I do because one of my classes got canceled and then it had to get pushed back. So I'm gonna go to class and then I'll talk to you guys right after. So I went to my class and it was kind of like a makeup class, and we didn't need to be there, so I kind of dipped after 5 minutes. So yeah, let's talk more about how I chose my major and how I chose to study business. A lot of my experiences from high school had some business elements in them, and because I knew I enjoyed the business aspects of whatever I was doing, I knew that business was a good path for me. The moral of the story is this: you have to try a bunch of different things because you'll never know if you actually like something unless you try it. Even if you try something and you don't end up enjoying it, that's a good thing because now you know that that's not for you and you can rule it out. You can move on to other things and focus your attention elsewhere. You're one step closer still to figuring out what it is that you actually want to do with your life. When I had the chance to talk to Damon John a few months ago, he told me that so many people are in a rush to get their lives figured out, and there's no need to rush. He told me to try as many different things as possible in a short amount of time while I'm still young so that I can discover what's out there and really select what's good for me. A lot of you guys think that I have my life together, and honestly that's not true. I'm still learning new things every single day. I'm discovering what's out there, and I can afford to because I'm still young. So if you feel any pressure at all to know exactly what you want to do with your life, that's ridiculous. Honestly, that takes a long time, and there's no rush for you to just decide on one thing and go all in on it. And some of you guys actually know already what you want to do with the rest of your lives, and that's amazing, but most of you guys are probably a little bit lost trying to figure out what it is exactly that you want to do. And the best way to deal with that is to just go out and try new things, as Damon recommended, as I'm recommending right now. And honestly, even if you think you have your life together, I would also go out and try new things, because in high school, For example, I knew I wanted to be a photographer. I was 100% sure. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a photographer for the rest of my life. It's gonna be great. But then I kind of shifted my attention more towards videography and business and a lot of other things. And so I don't want to be a photographer anymore. So I think people's priorities and goals shift all the time, so just be aware of that. And even if you're completely set on something, still be open-minded about what it is that you can do with your future. When it comes to choosing something to study in college, really don't sweat it. It's not a huge deal because you can always change your major. You don't need to be set on one thing going in freshman year. Obviously it helps if you're staying on the same track, but so many people change their majors after their freshman year. I can't stress it enough. And it's really easy. Like, so for example, at Vanderbilt, it's really easy to change your majors. Arguably it's harder at certain schools, but in general you should be able to change your major if you really want to. So just to wrap up, if you're trying to figure out what you want to major in, again, I would look at your prior experiences, see what aspects or elements of those experiences you actually enjoyed. For me, it was business. And if you don't have a lot of those experiences, then go out there and try new things. Again, this video was sponsored by Smart Thinking, and that's pretty much all I've got for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.